The Crypto Fear and Greed Index is currently sitting at 42 within the neutral category, after pushing up slightly on 2 occasions right here into the greed category above 60. Crypto sentiment is sitting at 55, with the 7-day average sitting at 46.143, still resting in the neutral category. When looking at the top 1,000 cryptos by market cap, taking a look at the monthly, we can see that all 10 categories are currently resting in the green. Jumping over to take a look at the yearly, we can see that the 1 through 100 category is up 9.8%. The 101 to 200 category is up 43.8%. And the 201 to 300 category is up 3,683%, with the other 7 categories resting deep in the red. But one thing is for sure, in terms of crypto or investing in general, you should never put all of your eggs in one basket, nor should you ever bet the farm on one single bet.
That's the way she goes.
That's the way she goes?
That's right. That's the way she goes. That's what I said.
So you lost all our drink money is what she goes. She's gone.
That's right. It's the way she goes. Sometimes she goes, sometimes it doesn't. She didn't go. It's the way she goes.
Well, I guess we're going back home then.
Corey, get him out of here.
It's going to be the best night ever. Now it's the worst night ever. Way she goes, he said. Way she goes.
And as always, this is not financial advice and is nothing short of the rantings and ravings of a man who knows all too well the way she goes. But do me a favor and hit that like button before we get started really quick. I would really appreciate it. First off, jumping over to take a look at the algo chart, this is the daily chart. As I've been talking about for quite some time, Algorand was one of only 5 cryptocurrencies in the ISO 222 family that was exhibiting an expanding ending diagonal. Algorand was trading within the wave 5 of the primary wave C, which was a 5-wave move to the downside, hitting its bottom right here in late March, early April, breaking out of the pattern up above the upper trend line, pushing all the way up here to this bearish fair value gap on the daily, getting rejected, consolidating, and we're now starting to move to the upside once again. It did not come down to these lower fib levels right here. As we can see, the 1.618 was resting just below this lower trend line. Price bottomed out right down here, took out this previous low, then started moving into new bullish price action with a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a wave 5 that remains to be finished. And in my opinion, this 5-wave move that we see right here on this breakout is very likely to be the wave 1 coming down for a wave 2 of a much larger pattern to come. And let us not forget what we're seeing right here on the Algorand chart, because IOTA is exhibiting this exact same pattern, has swept the previous low here, and has yet to break out. XDC is also exhibiting this pattern, has swept the previous low right here, and has yet to break out. XLM is also exhibiting this exact same pattern, has yet to sweep the previous low, and is yet to break out. And XRP is exhibiting this same pattern, has yet to take out the previous low, and has also yet to break out. But when these 4 cryptocurrencies do bottom out and break out, it's going to be absolutely spectacular. Now, jumping over to my other chart, this is still on the daily. We can see that after breaking out to the upside, hitting this wave 3, we consolidated right here for a wave 4 and have now made a very nice move to the upside, which in my opinion is still not finished. When we were sitting on this candle right here, I tipped off my Patreon members with this post right here 6 days ago when price was trading in that same candle, saying the algo chart is looking very interesting right now. I would not be surprised if we see a big move very soon. Then I updated a few days later. Is algo about to repeat itself? One thing's for sure, I've got my trades ready. We can see that it already started moving up. It pushed to the downside right here, taking a draw on lower liquidity. We saw our first green candle. Then After this breakout had occurred right here, 3 days after the original post, I posted boom. As we had started to see, coming off of this candle when I first tipped everyone off, that the price had made a very nice move to the upside. With this being a wave 4, we still have a wave 5 remaining. So I was watching out for this to occur, calling the area to enter into this trade nearly perfectly. And on my Patreon, there's 3 different member chats, one for each level, one for the apprentice tier, one for the journeyman tier, one for the master tier, and the higher tiers can also communicate in the lower tiers. Then I have a trading group right here where I shared this information on Algorand, where all 3 tiers can share information in regard to trading. So if you haven't joined yet, now would be a great time to do so. So now dropping down and taking a look on the 4-hour chart, we can see this pin bar right here is where it bottomed out, took out the previous low, then we broke out into a 5-wave move to the upside, coming down for this wave 4, and are now trading within the wave 5. Bringing the drawings back, we can see right here that when price came up and hit this high, it created a bearish order block on the 4-hour chart. Price came down, retested, was promptly rejected, came down, formed this consolidation. There was a little bit of accumulation right here in this expanding wedge pattern before bottoming out and moving into the last and final leg of this 5-wave move to the upside. We can see right now when dialing in on this chart, price was rejected right here on this bullish fair value gap on the 4-hour, setting the peak of the subwave 3 right here, giving a small retest, then being rejected. And it looks to me like this is a wave 1, 2, up for a 3, coming down for a 4, and it still has the wave 5 of 5 to finish pushing up into these fib levels right here. Now on this retest right here, this is going to be a great trade for anyone who catches it, assuming that it pushes up to this level. And I'll show you why I think that's going to be the case here in just a moment. But we have 2 potential levels right here where price could come down for this consolidation. We have this bullish fair value gap right here on the 4-hour, which I think is the least likely, and this one just below it, which I think is the most likely, as it coincides with this weak doji right here. And if we go dead center on that weak doji, we can see that it's sitting right towards the top level of that bullish fair value gap. Not only that, but with this price coming up, breaking to the downside, it would essentially be creating a retest of this upper trend line as well. So I think it's very likely we're going to see price push through this area here. I'll have my buy orders resting in this area right here in a ladder, looking to catch this final wave 5 of 5 up to the 1.618 Fibonacci, sitting just a hair below 13 cents. Which makes perfect sense when we jump over to the liquidation heat map. This is on the 3-month chart. Because if we look where price is currently trading right here, the liquidity in this entire area has literally been cleaned out. There's really no reason to push very deep into this. When we look above these previous highs right here in the range of the wave 3 termination from this breakout at the pin bar, we can see there is a ton of liquidity resting right here, just below that 13-cent range. So to get to where the 1.618 is sitting, we would have to come to this point right here. And with all this liquidity resting above the current price, being pretty heavy even up into this area here, there's a very good chance that price could come up, go beyond the 1.618, pushing up even higher to the 786. There's a good chance it's going to try and clear out as much of this liquidity as possible. And in regard to the liquidity resting below these previous lows here, we can see in this area here that's been cleaned out pretty good, there are still tens of millions of dollars in liquidity resting here. But once we get to this area here, we start turning into hundreds of millions of dollars in liquidity, pushing down fairly deep into this area here, and even down to the breakout point right here. Now, not only would this be an excellent trade, catching this bottom here to ride this wave 5 of 5 up into these fib levels, but if my thesis is correct, and this entire 5-wave move here is actually the wave 1 of a much larger bullish move to the upside, once this is complete, this would be the wave 1 coming down for a wave 2, which can retrace up to 99% of the entire wave 1, which would take it down to this area right here. So as this comes down for a wave 2, if I'm correct, we could see this retrace anywhere from about this 0.5 fib down here to the 0.99 fib, meaning not only can you catch this ride up here into these upper fib levels, but once this reverses, enter on a retest, this would be an absolutely incredible short coming down here. And once this bottoms, coming down, if I am correct, and this is a wave 1 coming down for the wave 2, then we have the wave 3 coming next, which the vast majority of the time is the largest move of a 5-wave Elliott wave impulse. So there is a lot of trading opportunity here, even though we've already seen the first part of this move occur. And when you think about this in terms of the other 4 cryptocurrencies I've been talking about that are also exhibiting expanding ending diagonals, you're getting a taste of what happens when a crypto breaks out of one of these patterns. And it's very likely that at some point we're going to see something very similar with IOTA, XDC, XLM, and XRP. So this is literally just one crypto out of 5 that's going to be making similar moves if all of this plays out correctly. Whether you're a long-term investor, whether you're a day trader or a swing trader, there is going to be a lot of opportunity in regard to these 5 cryptos. And if you think about this in terms of Bitcoin, because I still believe that we have not seen the bottom, and Bitcoin needs to push down to about 51,500. Looking at the chart right now, it looks like it still could have one last little push before it finally rolls over for the wave 5. That could coincide perfectly with what we're seeing right here. After taking this upper liquidity, Algorand would roll over with Bitcoin, pushing down to correct for this wave 2, potentially as deep as this 0.99 fib. At the same time, we see Bitcoin take out the previous low, push down into its lower fib ranges, taking out that lower liquidity, with my target being the 1.702 at 51,500. And when we jump over to take a look at USDT dominance, which by far affects Bitcoin the most because it's the largest market cap out of all the cryptos, we can see where it's trading right now within this well-defined channel, having been trapped below this bearish order block for quite some time after setting this high right here in early February. There is a clear pathway right here for a wave 5 to push up to the 1.618 fib. Right now it's throwing its first green candle since this entire pattern was set. If it can break out up above this upper channel trend line, get through this bearish order block, pushing up to the 1.618, perhaps even higher, as this would be a new all-time high for USDT. This push up right here would give us everything that we need to push crypto into those lower fib levels before it tops out and starts to reverse, pushing down, possibly in my opinion, as low as 4% dominance, which could absolutely light cryptocurrency on fire, sending a lot of them to the moon. I don't think it's going to be a broad sweeping move like we've seen in the past where the vast majority of altcoins just go through the roof, but rather I believe it's going to be select cryptos, those with high utility like Algorand, IOTA, XDC, XLM, XRP, just to name 5. There's certainly going to be more, but I believe those 5 absolutely have tickets on the rocket ship that's coming. So keep your eyes peeled.